Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash at the garage, where badge hype gets tossed in the glove box, spec sheet worship gets left at the showroom door, and what we're left with is raw, real-world driving truth. If you're new here, buckle up. This is your pit stop for no-nonsense car reviews, and today we're flipping the ignition on something that's sparking a serious buzz at the 2026 Volkswagen ID.GTI. That's right, a GTI. 3 letters that used to mean gas-powered hot hatch madness, now reborn in the age of electric performance. Let's see if the electric future can really carry the soul of a legend. Exterior. At first glance, the 2026 ID.GTI makes a loud, confident entrance say, and it does it without shouting. Up front, the traditional GTI cues have been given an F-twist. Gone is the grille, but in its place is a clean, sculpted nose with intelligent airflow inlets below, keeping those batteries cool without breaking the design language. You still get the signature red GTI accent line, at this time integrated subtly into the LED lighting strip that stretches across the front fascia, joining the sharply sculpted matrix headlights. It's modern, sleek, and unmistakably GTI, just speaking a new dialect of the language. From the side, the proportions are instantly recognizable to hot hatch fans: a short overhangs, a planted stance, and a silhouette that practically leans forward like it's already in motion. Volkswagen has done a stellar job keeping this visually tight and aggressive. The wheels, a 20-inch alloys with that classic multi-spoke GTI flair, sit flush within those subtly flared arches. Black side skirts, red brake calipers, and that signature GTI badge just behind the front wheels tie it all together. This isn't a car trying to be a crossover. It's a compact sports car that knows exactly what it is. Move around to the back, and you'll find maybe the boldest design statement on the car. The rear is sculpted for attitude: a chunky roof spoiler, smoked LED taillights that stretch wide with a clean light bar across the hatch, and a rear diffuser that's more functional than flamboyant. No fake exhausts here, because, well, it doesn't need them. Instead, the clean, wide stance and that iconic GTI badge remind you this isn't some boring electric commuter. It's a machine with performance in its blood, even if there's no engine note to back it up anymore. Interior. Inside, Volkswagen's gone all in on the digital future, but not at the cost of soul. Open the door and you're greeted with a driver-focused cockpit that actually feels like a GTI. The tartan plaid seats are back, at this time updated with sustainable materials, but they're still snug, supportive, and instantly recognizable. The flat-bottom steering wheel gets GTI-specific stitching and a new haptic feedback system for its controls. It's a small detail, but it brings a premium touch without going full spaceship. In front of the driver, a 10.9-inch digital instrument cluster serves up a custom GTI display mode that highlights performance data like torque delivery, reg and braking levels, and even a digital G-meter. Beside it, a 12.9-inch touchscreen handles infotainment duties, and for once, it's responsive, intuitive, and doesn't bury simple functions like climate control behind sub-menus. VW finally listened to the complaints and brought back physical sliders and shortcuts. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard, and the optional Harman Kardon sound system adds serious punch. Performance. But the real story here is how this car feels on the road. The 2026 ID.GTI rides on the latest version of VW's MEB platform, tuned specifically for performance. It uses a front-mounted electric motor making around 282 horsepower and 402 Nm of torque, numbers that, while not insane on paper, translate into instant, satisfying acceleration thanks to the zero-lag delivery of F-torque. The 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint, right around 6 seconds, and it feels even quicker thanks to that immediate response. But what sets this apart from most EVs is what happens after the straight line. The ID.GTI features a front limited slip differential, adaptive dampers, and VW's new Vehicle Dynamics Manager, a software wizard that manages steering feel, suspension, throttle response, and even synthetic engine sound feedback depending on your chosen drive mode. There's even a GTI sound mode that simulates engine growl through interior speakers to bring back some of the visceral experience we miss from internal combustion. And guess what? It actually works. This isn't a lifeless EV that just happens to be quick. It has steering feel, it rotates into corners, and it gives feedback through the chassis. The suspension is firm but not punishing, and the weight, although heavier than past GTIs, is managed so well you forget you're driving a battery-powered hatch. It's got that GTI magic, just a broken bar evolved. Range is solid too. Expect around 280 miles, 450 kilometers, on a full charge thanks to the efficient 66 kWh battery pack. Charging is quick with DC fast charging capability up to 175 kilowatts. Meaning you can go from 10% to 80% in about 25 minutes under ideal conditions. For daily use, that's plenty of convenience, and it supports both plug and charge and scheduled charging via the My Volkswagen app. When it comes to pricing, the ID.GTI won't be a budget racer, but it's far from unobtainable. VW is aiming for a base price around $39,000. Which puts it slightly above the current GTI but below most luxury EV rivals. A fully loaded ID.GTI could climb up toward the $47,000 mark, especially if you tick the boxes for upgraded seats, wheels, adaptive chassis control, and premium audio. Still, for what you're getting, a performance, tech, heritage, it feels like a solid deal in the EV world. And that brings us to the verdict. The 2026 Volkswagen ID.GTI is more than just a nostalgic nameplate slapped on an electric hatchback. It's a thoughtful evolution of everything the GTI has always stood for: a driving fun, everyday usability, and just enough edge to put a grin on your face every time you hit the accelerator. Sure, it doesn't have the angry rumble of a Turbo 4. But it replaces that with instant torque, razor-sharp handling, and a futuristic driving experience that doesn't feel synthetic or soulless. It feels like a GTI. It just happens to be electric. So, if you're mourning the death of the hot hatch, maybe don't pour one out just yet. The ID.GTI shows there's still life and excitement in the EV era. It's the GTI recharged, not replaced. And if this is where the future of fun-to-drive cars is headed, we're all in. That's it for today's review here on Car Flash, where we don't just test cars, we decode what they mean. If you enjoyed the ride, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-world automotive truth, and let us know in the comments, would you trust an electric GTI to carry the hot hatch torch, or are you holding out for the smell of petrol and the bark of a downshift? Until next time, stay grounded and keep your hands on the wheel.